Hello, I'm going to give you a quick lesson on printing charts in Chartsmart. Uh, there's some really neat new features now, and before I actually go through it, I'm going to show you the kind of thing that you can do. So normally you have the print button up here, but we've actually put most of the printing now in the filter menu. So just going to go in here really quick and show you one set that I've done. I ran a screen for NYSE securities, which is about 4,000, and I went in here to print charts for the filtered list, and I did 4 per page, and I'm going to click here view files, and what I did is there's a folder CSmart 2, which is where my Chartsmart is installed, and a subfolder called PDF charts. This all gets created automatically when you start Chartsmart. Now these charts were printed, and you can see the symbols on the right go up to C, so I never did everything. But let's just take a sample of page 8, or the 8th page, and I'm going to click on it, and it's going to bring up my PDF viewer, because I printed these to PDF. So there you go. You can see 4 charts per page, landscape. I'm going to reduce this a bit to 50% so you can see it a little better. So you can see these are only partial weekly charts. I'll bring up another one so you can take a look at it. Let's just do this one here. So I'll go a little more than 50%. Let's go 70% here. So there you go. You can see the fundamentals on the bottom, and these are all the specs that I made on these charts in Chartsmart before I ran the chart. So you can run, or you can print charts to PDF in volume, in batches like this, and put out some beautiful pages and be able to send them to friends in PDF and so on. So you can see that it's done quite a few here, but I could have done, let's see, I did 100 pages, 100 PDFs. Now if I want, I can go view files in the PDF folder with Explorer. So it actually will bring up Windows Explorer, and you can see this is all the PDFs are in here. You can see 102, and if I just click on one of these, it'll do the same thing as we did before. So that's pretty neat that Chartsmart has the ability to print virtually all the Canadian and US charts to PDF. Of course, you can do them to printer. Now, what you can also do is get a PDF merging program, tag the PDFs, and merge them all into one PDF, which is pretty neat. So I'm going to clear this. We're going to clear all the PDFs from the folder. So I've done that. So if I go to the view files with Explorer, they won't be there either. And I'm going to leave this, and I'm going to sort of start out again a little slower so you can see what I've done. I just wanted to show you the kind of thing that I could do. Okay, first of all, there is the regular print menu, and we can print the current colored current chart just like you see it there but I'm going to cancel it. I'm not going to print it. And these features here for printing that we had before, you would normally print the chart in the filter menu now. So you can use these to print to printer, but you can't print to PDF, which is one of the features in the other menu. So I'm going to close this, and we're going to go back to the filter menu, first making note that we're looking at a chart of IBM. Okay, so go here, and you'll notice how this checkbox has the symbol of the chart we're reviewing. So if I close this and I click on the next button and look up, say, Microsoft, and then I go back to the filter menu, you'll see it's now Microsoft. Or likewise, let's look up ABX on Toronto. Okay, so that way we can always just choose to print one chart. So we're going to do that the simple way. This is for printing charts that are in your last filtered list. So we'll go into the ABX one, and it gives us the name, and it tells us we can print a PDF. Since of course we're only doing one chart, we don't have the option of doing 4 charts per page, but we do have an option for doing 2 charts per page, where we do the daily on the top and the weekly on the bottom. So I'm going to do this, print to PDF, and again, you could go down here, you could just print it to the printer. But there you go. So it's printing the daily chart, and then there's the weekly chart. Okay, so it goes back to the menu where we started. We click on ABX, but this time, if we want to view what we've done in the CSmart 2 PDF charts folder. Yours might be CSmart where you installed it, but it will create a PDF chart subfolder. We'll go here, and you can see single stock chart and the date at the time that there's just one, and it's a weekly and a daily, 2 charts per page, and there's the symbol. So let's click on this and see what we see. Okay, so there you go, and these are pretty high quality charts, and on the bottom you can see the fundamentals, and you can see the red line, which is the EPS, which is the way I set it up anyway. It's gone up, so they're making money, and as a result their PE ratio goes down, which is good. That's the purple. Their dividend is down, the blue line, and their cash is kind of all over the place. Their revenues are actually down and their earnings are up, so that's kind of interesting. So you can get a lot of information from these charts if you know how to use them. So and of course it puts a page number on the chart. So that's one option. Let's go here. Let's do a landscape full. So we'll do print a PDF, and it'll go through the weekly. That was what we selected. Go through the same process, and you notice down here I'm calling it single stock chart, but you can put a name that will prefix what we see here, and you can see that's why it's right here. So now we've got one weekly chart that's landscape. Let's click on that and see what it looks like, and there we go. So I'm just going to reduce that to say 70%, and that's what it looks like. So it's a pretty nice chart, full page. You could print that out or send it, whatever you like to do. Okay, and so I don't think we need to do any more for the single chart option. Let's just go back and see if there's anything else we might want to look at. You can do portrait, which is the higher page, and of course you can do daily or weekly. Let's do one more by changing the name. So let's change the name to a chart I like. Okay, and let's do it in a daily chart in portrait. Okay, so we'll go print the PDF. Let's just see how this comes out. There's the chart, and we go back here and we'll click on ABX and view, and there we go, a chart I like. You can see it at the top, and you see how it changed the name. So let's click on it, and we'll reduce it to say 50%, and that's what you get. So a portrait chart, which you could put inside a folder, a book or something that way, and you could print, of course, all the stocks in your filtered list, which is what we're going to get to next. So let's delete all these in this menu here, and if we go out, you'll notice that it'll go back. It'll make sure you're on the chart that you started on, which was ABX. Okay, so I'm going to switch that to weekly. Now, the next thing we're going to do is, as you know, Chartsmart will screen out just about any list that you want, and that's called a filtered list. So you can, for example, I'll go back here, you could filter out all the NYSE securities, which is probably one of the simplest out of 12,000 Canadian and US stocks, and I get 2690 here. Okay, now before I go on and show you the printing of charts in your last filtered list, I would just want to show you a neat feature in Chartsmart. And the reason why this is lower, you'd think that there might be 4,000 securities on the NYSE. Well, Chartsmart has a new feature which allows you, under display and miscellaneous display settings, to choose if you want to include ETFs. So if we turn off that and we actually include the ETFs, let's see what we get. Instead of 2,800, let's rerun it. And you can see we get 4,000. So I think about 1,200 NYSE securities or ETFs. And in a lot of cases, you might not want to look at ETFs. So that's why I've turned this feature on, so we don't look at ETFs. And that applies to Canada too, when you're doing Canadian. So let's look at this again. And let's see, there we go. There's 2690. So we could sort this any way we want. I'll do it by daily volume of shares so we can see the highest volume ones first on the day. And Bank of America was at the top. There's ANT, GE, Ford. So these are high volume ones on the NYSE. Now let's say for some reason I wanted to print all these. Okay, I could print them by going into print charts for list, and I could print them to the printer. and each one I could print or to whatever type of printing device you have. But yeah, because we have this print to PDF feature in, which is pretty neat, I'm going to try that. So like the other one, we've got the PDF folder. We know we cleared it, and I originally showed you 4 charts per page landscape. So let's do this for weekly charts. So I'm going to go this, but I'm going to give it a name, NYSE, no ETFs. So let's go print to PDF and let's see what we get. Chartsmart is ready to print 2,690 charts in your last filtered list. Press yes to continue. Okay, sure. Note, if I press the escape key, I can stop the run, and we will be doing that. So there's Bank of America, and there's AT&T. You notice on the bottom, all these have the fundamental information, which is the way I set it up. And I find that an extremely useful tool in Chartsmart, something you don't find in most software, where you can see the fundamentals and the technicals at the same time on a chart so clearly. So you saw that one. I don't know if you saw that one, but the chart was going up, and the revenue was going up too, which makes sense in some cases. There we go. And I'm going to stop this by pressing the escape key. Okay. Do you want to stop? Yes. And let's just take a look at what we have now. So we'll go back here and we'll view that. And we have 3 pages. And we might even get to see that one I was talking about. Let's go to the middle one and take a look. And you know, here's an example of one. For example, you can see the dividend, the blue line, has been going up reliably on Citigroup. Whoop, that went a little bit small. Let's go 100%. And you'll have a PDF viewer. All computers have a PDF viewer in their computer, but they don't have a PDF printer necessarily, or creator, and that's what we've included in Chartsmart to do what you're seeing now. Okay, so there's some charts, 4 per page, like we showed you originally. I'm going to look at another one. This one's got there you've got GE up here, or there's AT&T, and here's another one. You can see this stock, how it's been dropping, and then all of a sudden they've lowered their dividend, which makes sense, and their earnings have come down. Oh, well, there we go. It's GE. So GE's been having a rough time lately. But so amazing. That's what I think. So we're going to clear this, and we'll close, and let's just do a few more. Let's do some landscape charts. We're going to do full page charts, and let's go print to PDF. And so basically we could print each of these charts you're seeing to individual full page charts and have them all go to that folder. So that's what's happening right now. So each time there should be a folder, and we could have given this a different name. I'll stop at next one. There we go. And that was the one, DNR, I was talking about. I just thought that was interesting. So let's stop this, and we'll actually be able to look at it as a sample now. So let's go here to view or delete files, and we can always see the name. There's DNR. You can see on page 9, I guess, and there's the page number 9, and here's the chart. I'm going to reduce it a little bit, 100%, and there you go. So this is what I noticed, is just that the earnings had been coming up, and then the stock had been going up too, and finally they had some positive earnings. You can tell the color of the line here by the color of the wording here. It corresponds. So that, I think, is a good summary of this PDF and printing feature in Chartsmart. I'm going to delete these again. Actually, I won't delete them. We'll just take a look at them in Windows Explorer again. Okay, so that's how they look here, and of course you can double click on them in Windows Explorer and it'll give you the same effect. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to delete them now, so we'll delete all files. And in Chartsmart you used to have to change the resolution in Chartsmart to print the charts. You still have to do that with the print button, so that's why you'd probably only want to use the print to just print a quick chart off the screen with this button here. And you notice how we went back to, reverted back to ABX, even that was the original chart we were looking at, regardless of whether we looked at all these other different ones. And is there anything I missed here that I might want to show you? Just that the weekly and daily is one of the best options. It always defaults to that first when you go into the menu. So let's try, just type in NYSE, and I'm going to do a few of them that way. Okay, so there's the daily of Bank of America, then the weekly. And then we'll go to the next one. There's the daily of AT&T, then the weekly. And then you'll notice a little bar that goes by, and that's the saving of the charts to the PDF. Okay, so we will take a look at this one when Ford Motor Company's done. There we go, we'll stop it. And stop the job there. There we go. And let's go back here and view charts. And so you can see again, we got the name in the front, the date, the time. You can see there's about 5 seconds between each one. And the page, and that they're weekly and a daily, 2 charts per page, and then it gives the chart. So if we look at GE, and there we go, we see on the top, you can see the daily chart, and on the bottom in the weekly. And remember, when you start when you go into the print menu, you can actually change these indicators any way you want, and that's the way the charts are going to come out, because they're snapshots of what you've set, which is gives you a huge amount of flexibility. So if you're like a newsletter writer or somebody who wants to show other people about an indicator, about some list that you've got, you can set the charts up the way you want, semi-log, candlesticks, whatever, and you can run a batch and have them in the folder, and then you've got all these charts with all the indicators and the charts that you want that met the parameters in the filter that you ran, and be able to send them or look through them or print them out and put them in a book once a week and take that with you if you don't have your computer, and analyze them. So it's a really neat new feature for Chartsmart version 5. And on that note, I'm going to leave this video. We'll end it for now, and hopefully you keep going and learn a lot more about running screens, because that's where the real power of Chartsmart is. Thank you.